Alright guys, what's up? Chaotic 50 back for another video. And today, I've got a special guest, actually. And that special guest is going to be my closet. What I'm here for today is this bad boy right here. Oh, she's a heavy one. So, look what we have here today. Today's a very special video. Today's actually going to be probably one of the best videos on my channel. So, today I'm putting in the Boss 302 intake manifold on my 2014 Mustang GT. Alright guys, it looks like it's gonna rain. And in all fairness, it might. There's a very real possibility that that might happen. So, let me tell you guys what happened. Today I woke up quite late actually, sadly, and there were a couple emails in my inbox. One was from MGW Shifters. My shifter and shift knob should be shipping at the end of this week. They should ship it to me, so it should be here within the next 2 weeks. That's very exciting. I'm gonna have Ford put that in for me, so that's gonna be done. I also had an email from Bama Performance. They got my tune back to me, and that's awesome. So now I can put the manifold on the car and put a tune on the car. So let's get right into it, huh? All right, so I'm very excited to do this video. Actually, I've never done any sort of engine work at all. I've done that fake intake, but that was really nothing. So let's jump straight into this. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the, I believe, negative wire, and then we should be good to start getting off with this manifold. So okay, so we got a 5/16 wrench socket on the negative battery terminal. I loosen that sucker up and pop that bitch off. So we have no power running to the vehicle right now. Now we can actually get started on the intake. And this is the camera setup. I hope this is good enough for you guys. You can see everything that I need to work with, and that's all I need. So let's go ahead and see what size these strut tower bolts are. So the bolts to the strut tower are actually going to be 13 millimeter, and I kind of knew that. I'm going to put these right back on because sadly I cannot reuse this. I really wish I could. It'd be great because I love the look of it and I love the style of it, but it's unusable because the Boss 302 intake sticks up quite a bit further than this one does. Therefore, it doesn't have enough clearance. But there goes the strut brace. The next step to removing the intake manifold is just to pop off the stock manifold cover, and it's just held on with a couple little clips, so you can kind of yank on it, and don't worry, you won't break it. You see these little ball joints? They just slip right into these little rubber things right there. So now we're going to remove the lines going from the throttle body into the valve cover. All you do here is you just pull this gray clip and you slide it off. It's quite simple. There's a little gray latch right there that just keeps it in place. So it's that simple. We'll keep that right over here so we don't lose it. Okay guys, I got 2 pairs of pliers because we are going to need 2 pairs at one point, and I got my rag for the fuel. Just disconnect the mass airflow sensor. So let's take the sound tube off of the cold air intake. That one's pretty simple, just push that out of the way. We're gonna disconnect this line coming from the valve cover as well. There we go. Here, I'm just gonna take this off as well, just to, there we go. We got all of the lines off of the cold air intake. That is step number 2. We're going to remove the hose clamp that holds this cold air intake to the throttle body, which would be that one right there. You're just gonna loosen it up quite a bit. You don't wanna lose it again. And then just simply pull the intake off. It looks like there is one bolt connected to the bottom of the intake. That's gonna be pretty simple to get off. It looks like for the cold air intake bracket bolt, we got a 10 millimeter. This ginormous screw, just to hold in the intake manifold. So I don't want to lose that, especially. So now the intake, cold air intake should be good to go. You actually have to take the cold air intake off that direction, for the sole reason of there being a tube connected down to the bottom of the car, just to get a little bit more airflow. Okay, so next we're gonna remove all of the electrical connectors for the actual throttle body. And for most of these, it's just gonna have a little tab in the front that you're gonna need to push back if my fingers weren't so cold. All the electrical connectors should just pop off, and there's a little bit of crud in mine, so that's probably why they're so tough. Some of these clips just have a little toggle thing. You just press that down and pull them out. Weird.
Quick disclaimer, did not do this the right way. The right way to remove this brake booster line is to take the mount off of the driver's side valve cover and actually rotate the line counterclockwise up above the manifold and then pull the clip out from the bottom. You can watch CJ Pony Parts video on this. They did a really good job at explaining how to do everything properly. That's how I got through this install, so back to the video.
Guys, I don't think I broke it. Oh no, I did. Oh no, I definitely did. Okay, so as you guys can see, I broke it. It's broken. Next step is to remove these 2 clamps on this hose to the throttle body. And I know I'm not showing any of this because I'm definitely not the guy to be showing you guys this. If you want to see how to do this, look up CJ Pony Parts video or something. One of those guys would know way better than I do. You got to take it quite the ways off, I suppose. Don't know why my coolant is making a noise right now, but it is budging. So let's finish the job. All right, that was a long process for such a small, minute situation. Let's try to make less of those. Next step, deep socket 10 millimeter on the fuel rail covers. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray. Let's take the retainers off, keep those together, and then the phone does just come off like that. Simple as that. So we're down to the beans, boys. Gotta take off the fuel rail bolts. Those are also going to be 10 millimeter. You don't need a deep socket for this one, but those are also 10 millimeter. You don't need to worry about what position these go in. They're all the same thing. So the next step after taking off the fuel rail bolts is to disconnect all of the injector plugs. There's just a little notch you need to press on the side of them and they should all come off. So the 4 on the left bank cylinders are all yellow and the back one on the right bank cylinders is also yellow. Those 3 look brand new. What we just did is took all of the all of the plugs off, and what we're going to do now, we have to get the fuel hose off. Now this is gonna be quite interesting. We're gonna squeeze these two, push them outwards, and then you're gonna want to put a rag under there, and then once you pull this off, fuel is gonna leak. So you want to leak as much fuel under here as you can. You don't want any leaking anywhere else. The intake manifold bolts, 3 on each side. Those need to be torqued to spec. Those are going to be an 8mm socket. So an easy way to tell if it's out is the bolt will actually wiggle around. If it's still in there, it won't wiggle around. But if it's out, then you got a lot of play in there. Okay, last intake bolt. Are you guys ready to see what's under this beast? Because I know I sure am. She looks like she's out. So, what's next? Let's see. Okay, well, guys, moment of truth. Did I do it right or did I not? Let's see. You guys ready to see? I know I'm ready to see. Oh, I think that's a yes. So there's these retaining, I don't know if I want to call them clips, clip to the back of the manifold. I can't get those. That's impossible. Those are getting clipped. Those are getting clipped for sure. Those are not coming out. So I'm just gonna clip them off. They're just little like zip ties connected. They're zipped onto a electrical connector, and then they're just mounted with a Christmas tree clip to the back of the manifold. And I'm not gonna worry about that. That's stupid. Oh! Yep. It's always fun working on your car, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, that is manifold out. Okay, guys, I got a couple things to show you. First of all, ow, punch the firewall. I'm done with the engine part. You guys might be noticing something. Number one, what is that? That is mice in my car because some people just don't know how to take care of them. As you can see in there, you can see the valve, the intake valve, and you can also kind of see how filthy these intakes are. Let me do something for you guys real quick. Look at my finger. Look at my finger. That stuff, I don't know what that is. Sand, grime, it's gritty, it's regardless of what it is, it should not be in my manifold. So I'm gonna clean those out as much as I can. I don't want that in there. That's disgusting. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna take a clean, very clean microfiber. I'm sacrificing one of my clean microfibers to get this gunk out of my intake. So, break some of that up. Look at that. I really don't want that in there. I'm gonna take you guys inside, and we are going to go and swap everything over on that manifold. How's that sound? Okay, guys, let's do this. So, first up, what we got is a dead Roomba and 2 Mustang intake manifolds. There you go, buddy. throttle body is gonna be again an 8mm. So here's all of our things. This is our throttle body. Wow, even that's kind of nasty on the inside. So we'll clean that out. Let's get a check of the inside of this too. Pretty dirty. Not awful. That's a good sign. The cold air intake side of this throttle body is not that bad. It's all right. It's pretty good. Really can't use that much cleaning. Maybe just like a little bit of grime on the butterfly, but that's it. This side, however, is pretty gnarly. Sucks to say it, but it is pretty bad. So it looks as if we have a brand new throttle body on our hands. All the crud and gunk is gone. Gonzo forever. And I'm gonna use a clean side of this just to polish that a little bit because it's looking a little rancid. Oh, there we go. All right, I think we're in business now. So this purge valve, oh, okay, I can reuse this purge valve. I'm going to reuse that purge valve. This will work. So all right, wow. This throttle body is looking fresh. It is looking fresh. So, what happens next is we put the throttle body back on. You do not have to torque these, just make sure they're tight. Make sure the seal is pretty tight in there. Let's quickly take off this purge valve. So guys, let's see. I don't know exactly what I'm doing here, but I'm assuming, but you should never assume in life. Don't think that carrot big because carrot big leaf, because small leaf carrot big, not big leaf big carrot. Okay? So never assume in life. I believe the fuel oil should just pop off there. Okay guys, I got 8% on my GoPro, but since I got you here, I'm gonna just show you guys what I did to get the fuel rails off. So they wouldn't come off. I think it's quite obvious why they wouldn't come off. But all I did was just got the screwdriver down in there. There's a little lip on these. I just took a flathead and lightly pushed up on them, and that came out. They were jammed in there with dirt. So watch this. Oh, ow. So, a little bit came out of that one as well. Fuel rails are out. I'm gonna give these a good cleaning because these need a good cleaning. I just wanted to show you guys what I did to get them out because I could not get them out. And if you guys are doing this and you haven't maintained your engine in a while, then you might have the same issue. So, there you go. That's how you get them out. I'm gonna continue on with this video. So, let's go. Let's hopefully take this outside without spilling. I think my engine's gonna need a good priming before startup. Whoops. That is not good. That is not good. Missing an O-ring. And there it is. There it is. Right? Stuck in there. Got these injectors all cleaned up as good as I could. We take this fuel rail, put it underneath. It has to go underneath. It can't go on top. So, put it underneath the little throttle body and then line it up and simply push down until you hear them seat. You need to hear the O-ring seal on every single one of these. Okay, so here we are, done with the fuel rail, done with the throttle body. Those look beautiful. They look nice and new. This, I need to figure out what to do with that. Okay, guys, look what we got here. So, stock purge valve. We've got all of our parts. Let's get to reinstalling this before it starts to rain. How about we race Mother Nature? I've got my friend's grandpa's torque wrench. Going to need, okay guys, if you can see this, 89 inch-pounds, and we're gonna tighten that, make sure it doesn't come undone. 89 inch-pounds is what we're gonna be torquing this to. It looks pretty clear to me. So, let's do this. Get in there. Make sure none of these hoses are crimped underneath it. You don't want to tighten this down on any of these fuel lines or anything. So, it's in there. Okie dokie, let's get going on this. 89 inch-pounds. Okay, guys, the torque sequence. So, the sequence you're going to want to torque these down, 89 inch-pounds of force. What we're going to do is you're going to have to start with the passenger side middle one. Driver side middle. Passenger side rear. Driver side rear. Passenger front.
And then driver's side front.
Okay, so now that they're all torqued down to 89, you want to go back, same sequence, make sure they're all good. There we go. They're all torqued down to 89 inch-pounds of force. So, manifold installed. That's it for the manifold. So, it's beautiful. First impressions, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous, but that's besides the point. We need to get this done before it starts raining. Next is going to be the bolts for the fuel rail. Slide those down into place. You can thread them on kind of by hand. That probably makes it a little bit easier. So, 10 millimeters. These ones as well need to be torqued down to 89 inch-pounds of force. And there's also a proper sequence that I will also show you. So, again, 89 inch-pounds, 10 millimeter socket, and the sequence goes passenger front, driver front, passenger rear, driver rear. All right, guys, that's it for the torque. You don't need to torque any other bolts down. Now comes the fun part of putting it all back together. That's gonna be awesome. Let's start with the simple things. Firstly, this should go right back down onto the bottom line. There we go. And I believe it should also sit right there. So this one goes onto the bottom line on the driver's side. And again, you're gonna need those 2 pairs of pliers to get this double clip back on. And it's pretty simple, but it can be kind of tricky. There we go. Okay, next, this line went in there. Put that line in there. I don't know where that connects to. What we're gonna need to do, this is our stock purge valve. I'm gonna reuse this. So right here on one of these clips, this smaller clip connects straight to the purge valve. And I've got a kit coming later that I'm gonna bolt this on with. Keep that out of the way. You're gonna tuck that under there. And what happens is this little brake booster right here that I broke the clip off of is gonna clip into the, let me see if I can show you guys. That's gonna clip into the longer section of that. This I got from a hardware store, 3/8 hose, so I don't have to relocate the purge valve. And it's really just makes my life a lot easier, honestly. Let's just put this in real quick. You're gonna need to clamp this onto there, tighten that down so we don't have any vacuum leaks. Alrighty. And then what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna run this down there. How about that? You're gonna put this line over the smaller valve coming out of this purge valve. If it'll fit, that is. Go. And then tighten this up a lot so that it doesn't come off. All right, she's tight. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna put that clip right onto that purge valve. Brake booster. Hope it doesn't mess it up. It's probably not the correct way to do this, but it seems pretty tight on there. It doesn't seem like it's gonna go anywhere, so I'm not worried that much. I'm more worried about this thing just not starting at all because I'm the one who did it. So that's on, that's ready. Let's feed this line under there, and this one actually just connects right there at the bottom of the throttle body. And then there's a little red clip that you need to push back down. So that's installed, that's installed. What else do I need to install? Okay, so what else I need to install is the foam cover for these fuel rails. So you're just gonna slide those back down on there. It's pretty simple. Actually, no, not yet. Not yet. One thing I did forget to do, do not forget this step. It's very important. Plug the fuel injectors back in. That is probably the most important step. Injectors, plug back in. Let's put this foam back on there. Like so. All right, that foam's back on there. And then let's take this, just put that on there for now. Okay, next, got this foam piece. Let's put those right back there. And I guess let's McFrickin' lose it, guys. We've got to have our little bolts back on there. Don't lose those. So it's the 10mm again. Just tighten them down, boy. What we need to do now? What do you think we need to do now? So, how this went, I believe, was something like that, yeah. So, just clip those back on. They're clipped on. Easy. Easy as that. This one, however, so I believe that plugs right into the intake. I just found that out. I don't know how much battery's left on this thing, but look at this. Here we've got the stock, not stock, sorry about that. Here we've got the completely not stock cold air intake. And wow, that is a bad fit. All right, guys, so I did install the cold air intake and I didn't show you how. I'm sorry about that. It was a really difficult process and I didn't want to have to deal with the camera because it died and I just wanted to get it done. So let's download a tune, baby. Let's go. So here we've got the Bama Performance SCT X4. What we're going to do is download 3 tunes. Okay guys, so I don't know what just happened with my GoPro, but I tried to quit recording and it glitched out and started having a split broken screen effect. So I think that's it. Let me double check and make sure. It looks good. It looks great. I did, however, forget to put the battery terminal back on. There we go. You can see that. Program vehicle. Right now, I'm on 93 octane. Always have been. So, let's see. 5-liter Mustang, custom tunes, 93 race. Processing data might take some time. Let's see. 5-liter Mustang, custom tunes, 93 race. Processing data might take some time. Let's see. 5-liter Mustang, custom tunes, 93 race. Processing data might take some time. Let's see. 5-liter Mustang, custom tunes, 93 race. Processing data might take some time. Let's see. 5-liter Mustang, custom tunes, 93 race. Processing data might take some time. Let's see. 5-liter Mustang, custom tunes, 93 race. Processing data might take some time. Let's see. 5-liter Mustang, custom tunes, 93 race. Processing data might take some time. Let's see. 5-liter Mustang, custom tunes, 93 race. Processing data might take some time. Let's see. 5-liter Mustang, custom tunes, 93 race. Processing data might take some time. Let's see. 5-liter Mustang, custom tunes, 93 race. Processing data might take some time. Let's see. 5-liter Mustang, custom tunes, 93 race. So, 0 degrees, stock axle, stock tires, speed limit off, 7,000 rev limit, 7,000 rev limit, 7,650 idle speed. I'm going to do 700. Idle speed, watt spark. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna restore to default. I'm sure they did a really good job at mapping this tune for me. And I'll data log it too as well. Disable preload tune. Continue. And continue. It's priming the system. I heard the fuel primers. Unlocking the processor. Okay. Okay, so it's saving the data. That's quite slow. So I'm probably going to be sitting here waiting for a minute. As you can see, the airbag light, the traction control light's on. The system is on. My pants are dirty. My hands aren't as dirty. I washed them. Clean interior. Got the cleaning bag. Got the stuff to clean it. Hood's up. Let's go put the hood down while it's looked. See if it fits. Well, fits with the stock hood. Would you look at that? Gorgeous. You'd never know. So, let's go ahead and wait for this tune to upload, and I will get right back with you guys. Okay, guys, so I did start it earlier, and it ran like shit. So, I reflashed the tune. I reflashed the tune, said take the key off. I didn't do that last time, I actually forgot. I turned the key off after I exited that. That might have had something to do with it, but let's go for a start. See, I don't know why it's doing that. So, guys, I don't know if you can hear that or really, you won't be able to feel it, but it feels really lopey revving up. Okay, guys, so I've been trying to troubleshoot this for a bit. I re-downloaded the 93 tune. It said that it was fine, but it did not run fine. So I figured maybe I might have put 91 in it, maybe. It's a low chance, but I'm gonna start it again and see if that changes it, because it is just running awfully. So I've got the 91 put on right now. No service light right yet. Check engine light, no other lights. So I'm gonna start it up this time, see if it runs any different. I don't know what's going on with it, but I hope to be able to figure it out right now. So let's see. That was very, very rough. Service light came on, as you guys can see. It's actually running more normal now, though. It dips down. It definitely dips down on the push, so. that is not running right. So okay, so the P103, something about my mass airflow. And then
So guys, any normal person at this moment would probably be thinking, oh man, your check engine light says something about your mass airflow. Why don't you go check your mass airflow sensor? Not me, because I'm an idiot. So, turns out that because the mass airflow sensor plugged in kind of underneath the cold air intake, I completely skipped over it. And it wasn't reading the right amount of air that it was taking in, so it was adjusting to nothing. So, plugged it in, and immediately I saw improvement. It ran perfectly. So, let's just take a look.
okay guys, so we're getting to the last couple percent of installing the 93 tune again for the third time. I did accidentally leave the mass airflow sensor unplugged. That could be what happened, why it tripped the computer and why it was idling badly. Possibly, probably. But now I'm going to start it again on the 93 and see what happens. So, turn key off. Done. Let's take the key out too, just in case. Okay, so let it prime the system, just to be safe. You don't have to. And then I think it immediately ran better that time. So you guys can hear this. Listen. It's still, ooh, it might slip on me. I thought it was gonna slip. It still kind of dips a little bit when you're laying your foot down, but I think that's just it trying to catch up with the push of the throttle. New injectors would solve that. I'm probably gonna get a pedal commander pretty soon. That should also probably solve that, I think. But right now, it's actually running really well. No service light, no check engine lights. Let's check the DCT codes. I think those codes might still be on here, but who knows? No codes. Okay, so it stopped throwing the codes. It's idling perfectly. I think we're done. All I have left to do is take it on a drive, guys. So, I guess let's go. I know it's getting kind of dark out and it's very crappy, but it is 5 o'clock. So I'm glad it is still kind of bright out. Let's go. Okay. So that's your view. I don't know how well that is, but it's well enough. Car is doing awesome. No codes, no check engine codes, no DCT codes, nothing. Air to fuel ratio is right at 20. Cylinder head temperature 190. Inlet air 46. Oil pressure, oil temp, both normal. Voltage is 14.4. That's above normal. Cylinder head 189 now. So, sounds louder. Let's do this. This, but this thing climbs. This thing really climbs. So I'm gonna do a third gear pull, 4,500 RPM going 50. Wow. Alrighty, geez Louise, I'm in Mexico. Jeez Louise, I'm in Mexico. So, yes, let me just say this first. Yes, the car feels faster. It does. Now, okay. Let me be honest for a second. The car doesn't feel faster. The car feels about the same. But I'm getting more noise in the cab. The exhaust is definitely louder. The RPMs climb a lot faster and they go a lot higher. I think it probably raises the RPMs up about 1,000 redline, maybe 500, I could be wrong. But it doesn't feel physically faster, like put me back in my seat faster, mostly just because I'm still used to the same amount of power. Right now, with this, and it is running really smoothly now, I'm probably a good 400 wheel horsepower. I'm probably at 400 because I saw cold air intake, Boss 302 intake manifold, and a tune about 65 horsepower that adds. So I guess I'd probably be above 400, but I'm gonna say 400 wheel for now, just to, you know, just to say it is what it is, you know. And okay, you know what? I changed my mind. It does feel faster. It does feel a little bit faster. And it could be in my head that is helping me along, feeling that it is different, but it feels faster. It definitely feels faster. Now it's not gonna be like life-changingly fast. It's not gonna make it a whole new car, but if I was neck and neck in a race, I'd probably end up winning that race. So, first gear pull. In Mexico, again, you guys know that. So with this intake and everything, I am getting a lot more noise from the sound tube. And I know I bought that sound tube kit. Oh, I hate that bump. But you know, I love hearing some of the noise. And if I like barely put on the throttle, it kind of sounds like a squeal that is just like sucking a lot of air, and it sounds almost like a supercharger squeal. But once I fully push down the throttle, it's hardly noticeable. But if I'm revving it or if I'm barely throttling it, then it sounds very different. I'm gonna need a new strut bar because I want the front end to be complete. So guys, I guess what I have left to say, and I know you guys probably can't see all that well because it's getting dark. I'm sorry about that. I'll take it on another drive, but are you serious? There you go. Okay, it definitely feels faster coming out of the corners though. That's probably a big strong suit of it right now. I'm not gonna go too hard because there are cars. And a cop lives there. Wow. So the air to fuel ratio is sticking really close to where it should be. Oh, there goes my shit. Oh, wow. Those Brembos are great. Holy smokes. I could feel the front end slipping out because the roads aren't like the best. I mean, the roads are good, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be driving right now if the roads were bad, but they're very cold. And I just brake so hard that these brakes probably red hot. And let's see if I can hear any difference in the exhaust though. So, the exhaust note, and a cop lives there too, I probably shouldn't be. It doesn't it sounds a little smoother. It doesn't sound different necessarily, but it sounds smoother. Let's get straight at me. I had to show him something. Just in case the cop's there. Which there isn't one. So, it's definitely smoother. The exhaust note is a little bit smoother, less lopey rather. Yeah, less lopey rather. And I'm noticing the pops. Let's get a little. The pops aren't as prominent. The pops are more gargles rather than actual pops. But you know, that's almost a good thing because the pops sometimes are very loud, and I mean, yeah, I love the sound of a good popping car, but you know. So, all right, well, I'm at my destination, guys. This thing's complete. It was definitely worth it. I'll talk a little bit about it later, and I'll record and when I edit this video. But it was definitely worth it. So let me know what you guys want to see come from this channel. And I guess as always, this was Chaotic 50, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.